All right, yo, what's up, everyone? I'm here to talk about why rich people need so much money and why are they so damn greedy. Now, to be honest with you, it's like, well, we're all kind of greedy, right? We all just need things and want things that we don't need. I mean, that's true, yeah. But I mean, these people they have they have tons of money. Tons and tons of money. I mean, they could literally just retire early. And a lot of them, they're in their 70s and 80s and, they they're old and they have the money. They could retire early, but they just choose not to. And you're here wondering like, bro, what's going on? And why do they decide to start another war? Like, are there just too many men out there? Because, I mean, let's be honest with you, men are the ones that die. I mean, the fact that, they've been involved in, the documents, the files that could tell you something. Maybe they just want to get rid of excess men because, these excess men want to get a piece of them and rip them apart. Which, I mean, they're not wrong to believe that, but why? Like, what do they need all the money for? Because I mean, it's 2026, right? And I mean, they are sacrificing the multitudes for their own personal gain, which I mean, let's be honest with you, how much are they actually gaining at their level? If you're like a multi-billionaire and you got like hundreds of billions, what is another $1 million gonna do to you? Like, I mean, I'm just being honest with you, I mean, it's diminishing returns. But there's something deeper, and this is a lot of plausibility. What if they just have a chip on their shoulder? Like, bruh, they be starting wars and just, like sacrificing the young. Of course, it's always young guys that get sacrificed in these wars. It's like, I mean, obviously women get hit and girls get hit, and but it's usually like young men and boys that get hit by this shit. I mean, let's be honest here. Maybe they really do just hate us. I mean, to be honest with you, like a lot of them are pretty smart. A lot of them are above average intelligence, and maybe they just see things that we're not. Like they are seeing the bigger picture, and us like I guess us like not them, not at their level are just, we're just blind. Maybe they're right, but I mean, let's be honest here, guys. Um, I mean, it's like some Revenge of the Nerds type shit. Which, if it is, I mean, I mean, we can't argue. Maybe they were abused and bullied, and some other things that when they were younger. Maybe they just sold themselves to the devil. I mean, yeah, they just signed some kind of contract and they're just, out there doing stuff to keep up with their contract. I mean, we don't know. But it's 2026 and we already had inflation going into this year. We already had record high inflation. We already have like prices going up as if that wasn't enough. And then they just decide to start a war. And like, I mean, and these guys are old. These guys are like in their 80s. They just decide to flex and start, blowing up the Strait of Hormuz, driving up gas prices and the inflation of everything else as if there wasn't already inflation. Oh, and did I mention the documents? Yeah, look, I'm trying to actually make some money off this channel and get monetized here, so I'm not gonna say the name, but I'm just saying, the documents, the files, the emails, the stuff that happened. I'm just saying, guys, what if it is a distraction? What if it's just like that's just representing something that's even bigger? And that something bigger is just the fact that they maybe just hate us. I mean, after all, they have control over the government, so why would they even release the files? Why would they even bother putting them out there? I mean, clearly it's just, the fact that they, I don't know, maybe it's just to give us the finger, like tell us, like, nah, you can't do anything about it. And we're not, I mean, they're not entirely wrong. There's not much we can do about it. I mean, it's not like we're gonna, suddenly crash out and come after them personally. And we probably won't because, we have much bigger things to deal with right now, like, inflation. Yeah, did I mention inflation yet? I probably already mentioned it because we already had inflation, from the first war in Ukraine. That happened like that started like, 4 years ago and is still going on. So then, with that happening, they just decide to start another war, from the inflation that we already had. Yeah, no, spending billions, like trillions with the T. Oh, and did I mention we already had a 20-year war in Iraq and Afghanistan before that? That costed over $10 trillion. Yeah, that's a trillion with a T. And same thing with this new war in Iran, Iran, however you want to pronounce it, Persia, that place in the Middle East, and the places in the Middle East where we get our oil. Oh yeah, did I mention that they attacked the oil fields and they closed off the Strait of Hormuz, thus driving up gas prices, and inflation. Like we already haven't had that. We already had that in 2022, and then they decide like 4 years later, nah, you need more. Y'all need more of this. But I think the files kind of indicate to us, because let's be honest here. I mean, the way they treat women in the files, I mean, that's just, the documents, it's kind of the way they treat them in the workplace. That's why, like, nowadays women do make slightly more just because they have to put up with that kind of stuff. And it's like, I mean, it's an opportunity. I guess if you're starving and you got no better options and you're about to be homeless, I mean, hey, look, it's an option. It is. I mean, for us guys, I guess they just don't want us. They just don't want us around. I mean, why else would they have these wars, when we already have inflation? And mind you, these are a bunch of like grumpy old bags, a bunch of grumpy old dudes in suits, grumpy old dudes in bags, suits, suit bags, bags, suits. These are a bunch of grumpy old guys in power that just decide, nah, you know what sounds like a good idea today? We're just gonna send a bunch of young men to go get unalived, and then we're gonna, spend billions. I mean, no, trillions. And I mean, it hasn't been like 2 trillion yet. So I mean, that's like a conservative estimate. But yeah, they decided to just spend like billions of tax dollars to fight in these wars and get mostly dudes unalived. I mean, every now and then some women get caught up in it, but I mean, let's be honest with you, it's already mostly dudes. At this point, I'm just repeating myself here. So yeah, we're just gonna end it off as here. Because look, a lot of us we don't want this. I mean, we don't care about what's going on. I mean, most of us we're not even focused on the documents or the files anymore because we're struggling to make ends meet. We really are, and I mean, I guess that's our goal. It's like if we're struggling so hard to make ends meet, we're just not going to worry about the documents, the files, because we're like, bro, we got to eat, we got to stay alive. We gotta, just get from day to day. And I mean, a lot of these rich people, these billionaires, I mean, they do have a chip on their shoulder. They really do have a chip on their shoulder. Look, at this point, I'm just going off rambling and stuff, but I mean, they have a chip on their shoulder. And it shows because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense with the way that they do things. I mean, look, these people, they can retire early. They really can retire early. They can retire well before like I mean they could retire right now. And I mean, they have the technology, so they could probably live to like 150 and do whatever, I don't know, whatever people do at 150 years old. I mean, they can probably get some like, some peptides or some super advanced cybernetic skin suits, like, some cyberpunk type stuff. And it'll be just like Cyberpunk 2077. I'm pretty sure if they retire now, they would have enough money to last them until 2077. Maybe that's what they just want to keep stacking the money for. Well, just to go until 2077. I mean, I don't know. At this point, I'm just rambling for like 10 minutes straight, and I probably haven't even taken a breath, and my face is like turning purple. So that's it, guys. I'm checking out here.